Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Arrahmanir rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa Jadi welcome to everybody. I hope everybody have a very good night last night. Good sleeping, good rest, enough rest, because today we are going to have another 5 hours of listening to my talk. So the first challenge is this first 1 hour. So I hope everybody is a very good condition. Sudah kena teh tarik, roti canai, nasi lemak, etc. Jangan ngantuk sangat pula. So the challenge is please be awake. Open your eyes as big as possible. Kalau ada gula-gula, kunyah-kunyah, janji terjaga, tidak tertidur. Because everything that kita nak share during this training is very important. So I hope kita sebanyak mungkin lah. Of course you cannot get 100%, but at least you can get 80% or 75%. I think is good. At least when you after the training, when you go back to your office, you have learned a lot of things, a lot of new things in SMS, or maybe some of us already long time in SMS. You can refresh yourself. Oh, baru teringat lah. Yeah, very nice. Nasib baik kita duduk ini training, kita banyak refresh balik. So today, sebelum kita go through today, I will share with you kita punya recap yesterday. Recap yesterday. So that kita refresh balik. Maybe kita ada some of the hard disk kita ni kita kena refresh balik. So I will try to recap whatever we have learned yesterday. Okay, Zarif, please tell me kalau you dah nampak the one that I share. So I will stop the video now. Okay, Zarif, can you see my slide now?
Yes, clear.
Thank you, Zarif. Is my voice clear today, Zarif?
Yes, clear.
Thank you. Okay, yesterday, I always start during my SMS training, saying the SMS is easy. So throughout this first day, second day, third day, I still hope I can maintain the SMS is still easy within your mind. Okay, so if you think SMS is not that easy, so you can share with us which one is not easy. We'll try to answer. But today, tomorrow, I still continue my intention to show to you, to share to you that SMS is actually not that difficult, as long as we really concentrate and focus to do our SMS. Okay. So like this girl says, is it difficult? This professor said, no, you prove it. So how we prove it? Remember, to prevent a burglar or a thief from entering the house, we have several layers of defenses, not enough one. So the good thing, after we make exercise yesterday, so I hope everybody become clearer, right? All those exercise. And then we have example where we're helping our neighbor from Mars, the Martian, by sending not only one space shuttle, but 2 space shuttle. Why? Because should anything happen, we have another one. So in the space shuttle, they bring 2 drillers to dig in a big hole on the rock so that we can put inside a very big nuclear bomb. Kan? So not only one, we have 2 drillers. Why? Because should anything happen to one driller, so we have another one. Okay. And then we have example 3. Every day we drive automatic car. We have some hurdles there to avoid us from entry into wrong transmission. This is also SMS. Like my old Vios, we have push button here. So it is also SMS. Like a tiger, we put a cage. Surrounding the tiger, we put a very good padlock or a lock, and then we put it inside a very secure building with a security guard with a gun. All these layers to prevent not enough one layer, so many layers of defenses. So after you every group, thank you, you have successfully completed all those layers of defense. So it means all of you understand. Okay, the actual meaning of definition of SMS is this one, right? Organizational structure, we have gone through yesterday, accountability, responsibility, policies, procedures, Or in simple word, SMS is actually a system to manage safety. We already do SMS, but do safety, but in SMS, it's a systematic system to manage safety. So yesterday, like I say, we go for group activity. Alhamdulillah, everybody already familiar with Jamboard. Today, please be aware, some exercise also will be ready. We have already pasted something on Jamboard. So during the break or after I said to you that we are going to break in the group, you can go to your Jamboard. Okay. So after this exercise, I believe that you understand more on all those layers of defenses, so that when you go back to your office, you know how to create layer of defenses to protect your airports from so many unwanted occurrences. Okay. Okay, let me share the second slide that I do yesterday. Okay, and then kita pergi ke SMS intro. The regulation related that category 1 and 3 aerodrome mandated to have SMS. So inside Annex 14, Annex 19 says that a certified aerodrome must have an SMS also. So these are the document Annex 19. Latest is second edition July 2016. I hope everybody have the access to this document. Maybe you can contact your human resource or document controller or safety manager to get this document. So we have discussed yesterday, Annex 19 have got 4 chapters. Chapter 1, definition. Chapter 2, applicability. Chapter 3 is related to SSP. SSP is covered by regulator, which is CAM in this case. And safety management system is for service provider. So if you have access to this document S19, please go through to chapter 4, which is relevant to service provider. So this is a requirement index Annex 19, saying that your SMS must comply with Appendix 2. Remember Appendix 2 what? All those 12 elements. Yesterday we have been going through all those 12 elements. And then remember the SMS must be commensurate with the size of service provider. So it means that Lahad Datu SMS must not be the same like KLIA SMS. Dia kena commensurate, kena sesuaikan. Kalau simple operation, SMS dia simple. Helideck, don't expect Helideck punya SMS as good as KLIA. SMS Helideck is very simple. Kan? Kena concentrate on the safety operation, nak masukkan passenger, nak keluar passenger, helicopter landing, helicopter take off dan sebagainya. Okay, so SMS must be commensurate with the size of service provider and the complexity of the aviation product. Okay, so state shall ensure that service provider develop a plan. Maknanya kami CAM aerodrome standard for aerodrome, kita kena pastikan you implement SMS. CM ANS inspectorate akan pastikan ATM service provider buat SMS. Flight Ops akan pastikan airlines, airworthiness akan pastikan maintenance organisation, etc. Okay, so these are the Appendix 2. I think yesterday everybody already, I can say, very well versed on this 12 element because we go one by one. So the most important elements are those two, hazard mitigation and safety risk assessment. InsyaAllah this afternoon or maybe late this afternoon before we lunch ni, kita akan go through this element. So hopefully everybody going to focus. So saya akan tunjukkan, I will show examples. When I show example, I hope you lebih faham mudah. Pasal apa? Pasal kita kata SMS easy kan. So I want to show it is very easy lah. Okay, hold on. I think, okay. Okay, remember there's one very important document, namely Doc 9859 Safety Management Manual. So the latest edition is 4th edition 2018. I hope everybody who involved in SMS have got access to this document. If not, please contact your Ibu Pejabat. For Malaysia Airport, maybe your PDSS. For Senai Airport, maybe in the Senai Airport HR. So this document very important because it really tell us more on the SMS. But I want to remind you that it's a little bit highly technical lah. Dengan tulisan yang kecil, very small tu. Jadi you kena go slow sikit lah to read it. So I try to extract the one that I think good to be shared for all of you during this training. But if you have got time, please go through this document for further details lah. I think everything about SMS is mentioned in this document, which is very good document. Okay. Now kan kita dah ada PDF kan, so very easy to search whatever. For example, you want to search about safety investigation kan, you search safety investigation, you can being forwarded to the exact word on this document. Okay, dekat handphone pun you boleh tengok. So yesterday kita tahu concept of safety is not really zero accident, it's not freedom from risk. Kalau nak zero accident, freedom from risk, tak ada operation lah kan. Itu memang zero from risk terus. Error avoidance, error ni normal, manusia semua buat error. Regulatory compliance, 100% comply, not necessarily lah. Kalau betul-betul kita tak boleh comply, kita boleh buat safety assessment. Kalau betul-betul tak boleh comply lah, kita akan tengok dia punya situation dia. Okay? Kalau betul-betul tak boleh comply, kalau boleh comply tapi saja tak nak comply, janganlah. That one memang kena finding lah. Okay? So actually, according to Annex 19, safety, inilah dia definition dia. Okay? Dia related kepada kita nak jaga safety of operation of aircraft. We want to reduce and control the risk to an acceptable level. Bukan jadikan kosong, to reduce to acceptable level. For example, kalau kita naik kereta, we wear seat belt, kan? Tayar kita regularly calibrated, kita buat alignment, balancing dan sebagainya. So that one yang kita buat up to reduce the risk to acceptable level. Kalau macam runway, we do runway inspection 3 or 4 times a day. And then once a year or twice a year, kita buat friction test. And then bila nampak friction test fail, we do rubber deposit cleaning. So itulah sebenarnya measures for us to reduce the risk to an acceptable level. Bukan jadi zero, tapi acceptable level. Okay, kita tengok dekat airline kata safety first, ATC kata safety first, airport operator kata safety first. Actually, kita kena balance between protection and production. Kalau lebih sangat production, mungkin berlaku accident. If protection is more, company tu boleh bankrupt. Okay, like I said yesterday, accident kita nampak. Tapi yang kurang nampak, serious incident. And then incident biasa lagi kurang nampak. Tapi yang paling tak nampak, latent condition. Retak nanti belah. Something that waits, something to trigger it from happening. So kalau kita tak tackle latent condition, it will become incident. If we don't take care of incident, it will become serious incident, dan kalau biar-biar saja, dia akan jadi accident. So actually accident ni, bila dia berlaku, usually is due to kita tidak jaga all those latent condition, incident, serious accident. Okay, yesterday kita tahu pasal reactive safety management, this other one, kan? Sediakan payung, sudah terantuk tengadah, and then proactive safety management, sediakan payung semua hujan, and then kita predictive. Tapi I told you yesterday, now currently IQ already combine predictive dengan proactive lah, so it's easier for us lah. Okay. So the component of SMS, I am 100% sure everybody already know there are 4 components of SMS. Namely, safety policy and objective, safety risk management, safety assurance, safety promotion. And I'm sure all of you know, under these 4 components, there are 12 elements of SMS. So you not need to memorize it, but you must know where to get it. Kalau saya tanya nanti, okay Haji, inilah 12 elemen of SMS. Okay. Saya suka tampal dalam diary saya atau kat dinding, but it's up to you. Mana-mana yang you senang nak ingat. Okay. So yesterday after that kita pergi ke definition. I think definition saya tak payah go through lah. Definition, and then yesterday kita pergi pada element SMS, all those 12 element SMS, remember? Okay, kita pergi pada semua. Okay, these are the 12 element SMS. The first element, remember, senior management must, all those things, safety policy, senior management must communicate, establish SMS. Remember about accountable executive, your managing director or CEO. Ini criteria for accountable executive. You don't need to memorize it. I think everybody have got my notes, so you just refer to these notes. And then kita talk about managers pula. So kita kena ada SMS organization. So this is roughly SMS organization, but every certified aerodrome dah ada dah. So don't worry lah. Tapi kalau Helideck nak start SMS, maybe you can a little bit try to implement this suggestion or recommendation. Okay, dia kena ada satu safety service office. Kalau big company, dia safety service division. Tapi kalau small company, maybe dia perlukan seorang safety officer je untuk jaga. Dia akan jadi coordination. Dia ada direct link to SRB. Okay, so kita kena appoint all those different safety office, role dan sebagainya. Safety manager, remember safety manager punya role. So it's up to your management to appoint siapa kat safety manager, but dia kena comply lah dengan semua selection criteria ni.
The Bluetooth device is ready to.
And then this SRB, what are the SRB, etc. Okay. SRB ni board key point dia, chaired by accountable executive, members tu all those GMs ke, senior managers ke. Okay. And then as safety action group, ingat, is a hand and legs, tangan dan kaki kepada SRB. Dia akan jadi pekerja kepada SRB. Apa arahan SRB dia akan buat dan dia akan propose any safety related issues kepada SRB. Okay. So SAG ni lah, the members are managers. So this is the function of SAG. Okay. So emergency response plan, macam saya kata, every organisation kena ada emergency response plan dan dia punya integration atau coordination with other unit. Macam for example, airport operator kena ada coordination dengan ATC dan juga dengan itulah, dengan airlines. And then segi documentation, kita tahu what are the documentation that you need to have for SMS. SMS mesti ada documentation. The most important thing ialah SMSM, SMS manual. So SMS manual ni kita memang minta you all asingkan dengan Hydro manual. Tapi kalau untuk Helideck tu, if you think you want to put the SMS element inside the HOM, Helideck operation manual, can also. Tapi tengok kesesuaian dia lah. It's up to you. Tapi kalau tanya my personal opinion, I would like to make it different document. Pasal SMS ni kita tak nak campur aduk dengan all those complicated thing outside the SMS kan. That's why in aerodrome, in airport, kita ada different SMS manual. Senang. So aero manual, cerita pasal aero manual je. SMS manual, cerita SMS manual. It's up to you. Tapi kalau you want to combine boleh. Sebab dalam aero manual ni SMS part 5. Tapi I don't advise lah. So these are the SMS manual. So these are the things that need to be included in SMS manual. So kalau saya audit SMS manual, saya akan pastikan, I will ensure all these 12 item is included in the SMS manual. So you want to go through your SMS manual, bila you balik office nanti, you can go through all this list lah. Okay. So after that, I go to the second part of the element. Okay. Hazard application ni. So today we explain more on this one. Don't worry. Okay. Kita belajar yesterday pasal MOR, voluntary reporting system, confidential reporting system, why people hesitate to do reporting, what is the criteria for confidential reporting system, report mesti easy to make, no disciplinary action. We encourage them report, so no disciplinary action for them. Kalau dia langgar tiang lampu ke, we don't ask them to pay for it. We just encourage them. It's better for them to report. We pay a few thousand ringgit rather than the FOD being hit by an aircraft, which costs $1 million. So we cannot buy lives, etc. Kan? So never mind. We take it as our company expenditure lah. We encourage them to report. Okay, these are the steps for hazard. So next, risk, hazard and risk. So these are the most important element of SMS. So today we're going through all this risk rating. I hope by the end of this training, for those yang belum familiar pasal all this hazard dengan risk dan risk metric ni, I hope all of you betul-betul familiar. Take opportunity. I will go slow, then I will go show you example, so that bila you balik ni, you familiar dan bila kita audit you ni, bila saya tanya soalan popular Y4, YA, you can cerita dengan confident tanpa telan pilih yakin lah. Y5A, Okay, senang je. 5 because this, A because this. So itu yang saya nak dengar tu. So I hope my expectation lah. Today kita concentrate dan supaya kita faham betul. Why 4E? Why 3D? Okay. Okay, if you have 4E, what's the verdict? The verdict is acceptable after review operation, that kind of thing. Okay, the short form apa? ACC. RMD, ROO, ACC, UA, semua tu after this training hopefully dah jadi macam fingertips lah you all semua kan. Itulah macam itu lebih kurang. Okay. So kita tengok safety assurance yesterday, SPI, SPT. So today the first session kita akan pergi SPI, SPT. So kita akan buat some simple example. The example, simple exercise. The exercise already pasted on your jam board. So simple exercise for you to have some idea what is actually SPI, SPT and how you do it, how you review it bila you balik office nanti. Okay. So these are the explanation about safety audit, safety survey. I tell you yesterday how to do safety survey. So these are the different type of safety survey kan, boleh interview dan sebagainya. So internal safety investigation I will go through on tomorrow on the third day. Okay, this is something which other than the one which is mandatory to be investigated by kita punya BSKU lah. BSKU biasanya dia akan investigate all those serious accident atau serious incident. Tapi some smaller incident ni which is related to safety, IQ wants us to investigate. Dia panggil kat sini dia panggil internal safety investigation, but the new term is SPII, Service Provider Incident Investigation, SPII. So tomorrow we'll touch on this. Okay, yesterday kita ada cerita pasal management change. I think everybody now already familiar MOC. Yesterday every group successfully completed their exercise. So I think you all understand what is MOC. So after this, if we come to audit your airport, make sure all those change that can introduce hazard ni, you kena buat MOC lah. Macam mana caranya tu, kita dah tunjukkan some simple example yesterday. So you mesti ada guideline. Your company mesti ada introduce guideline how to do MOC kan. If I'm not mistaken, Malaysia Airport dia ada standard format, standard form to guide you how to do MOC. So biasanya kita akan tengoklah that form. Have you filled this form? So that form guide you to do MOC. I hope Senai Airport, Keteh, Tanjung Manis semua pun ada derive how to do MOC ni lah. Not necessary you have form lah, but at least you have some simple process guideline lah macam nak buat MOC. The most important thing you kena cerita dalam you punya guideline tu, what are the changes that need to be managed. Tu yang penting sekali. Kita punya staff kena tahu apa benda changes yang kita kena manage. Okay, last component is on the safety promotion. Is divided into two, training education. Kita kena train. Don't forget, everybody kena train. Operational, managers, senior manager, accountable executive pun. Datuk Seri, Tan Sri kita pun kena train. Tapi the length tu different lah kan. So these are the one that operational personnel kena train about safety policy dan sebagainya. Okay. So kita punya CEO, accountable executive kena cerita pasal awareness of safety, this thing. So I would suggest 2 jam ke, half a day ke, okay kot. Itu cukup lah. And safety, lastly, safety communication, kita kena communicate lah. Kita kena beritahu why something is being introduced. Kita kena convey safety critical information. Okay, convey nice to them. So ni cara-cara dia through newsletter, bulletin, etc. website. So thank you. So last slide yesterday yang kita pergi is on managerial change. Kita ada exercise. So you can go through this managerial change punya notes ni. Dalam Doc 9859 pun ada cerita lebih lanjut MOC. So these are the changes that need to be managed. So after this, kalau kita tanya what is managerial change, everybody knows lah. Kita akan cakap managerial change is to tackle the change that can contribute to hazard. So we want to avoid the change from contributing to hazard. Okay, so you can read all those criteria on the change. So this is the one that changes that trigger MOC. I hope this item can be included in your MOC scheme. So jadi staff kita tahu kalau berlaku benda-benda ni semua kita kena buat management of change. This one very important. All these 7 elements ni is the minimum that you must include in your document. You kena cakap, okay staff, our staff, if we have this kind of changes, kita kena buat MOC. So the process pun kita kena cerita lah. So I hope after this, kalau yang belum ada tu, please make it ada. Tapi kalau yang dah ada tu, please strengthen it. KSS kan pada your staff. Okay, change effect on personnel, this thing, okay. So kita cerita pasal what are the thing that we need to include in the MOC. So everything you can read here. Further information you can go inside kita punya Doc 9859 lah. So these are the things that you must include in your document. What are the process for us to do MOC? So okay, I think so far so good. I think everybody agree that SMS is still easy kan? Everybody agree that SMS is still easy. It's not that difficult. So let me stop share. So if that is the case, then let us start with the new chapter now. So I hope today's sharing pun you still agree that SMS is easy. Okay, that's my target. Okay. So Zarif, please alert me that you can see the slide. Okay, can you see the slide now, Zarif?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thank you. So today we are going to go to SPI SPT. Okay, after this I hope everybody, kalau you nampak SPI SPT ni, everybody already know. Sekurang-kurangnya tahulah SPI ni apa, SPT ni apa. What is SPI? Safety Performance Indicator. What is SPT? Safety Performance Target. So kalau you ada kertas dengan you ada pen now, you write. These are the things that you need to memorize lah. Yang ni kena hafal lah. SPI Safety Performance Indicator, SPT Safety Performance Target. Yang ini kena hafal. Saya rasa kalau I want to go to airport, kalau saya nampak ada young guy, young staff, saya tanya dia, do you know what is SPI SPT? So make sure lah, first day your staff datang kan, ajar dulu. Atau sebelum saya datang tu, kami datang tu, you cakap, ini soalan bocor ni, kena bagi tahu pada staff. SPI SPT you kena tahu. Safety Performance Indicator, Safety Performance Target. Okay, what is Safety Performance Indicator? SPIs are the parameters that provide the organization with a view of its safety performance. Okay, so through SPI ni, management will know. Okay, my company is still safe. Lebih kurang macam itulah. Okay, where it has been, mana dia dah pergi, where it is now, how far kita sekarang ni, and where it is headed. Okay, ke mana kita akan pergi? Our company become safer ke atau less safer? So these are the reason for SPI. Understand? In relation to safety. Kalau you punya KPI tu, dia relation to your performance on duit kot agaknya kan. How you do your work. Tapi bila SPI ni, you punya performance related to safety. Very easy. After this, kalau you remember SPI tu, you read to your KPI. I think all those company, even government pun sekarang dah ada KPI. Right? But SPI ni is your performance related to safety. Very easy. Okay. So the set of SPI and SPTs selected by an organization should be periodically reviewed. So that's why kita advise you to review periodically. If I'm not mistaken, semua airport di Malaysia ni review 4 times a year if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure kalau ada yang kurang daripada itu. But as long as you write it in your SMS manual, okay, kita ada review, SAG review for example kan, 4 times a year, 3 times a year. So these are the things that kita nak review. In fact, kalau saya datang audit, if I come to audit pun, these are among the first thing that I want to look, your LOSP, the SPI, SPT. So it's good for you to make sure, you must make sure kalau dalam SMS manual you kata you kena review 4 times a year, make sure you review 4 times a year, and every time you review, the outcome of the review tu, you kena buat lah. 1, 2020, 2, 2020, 3, 2020, 4, 2020. So kalau I come this year, I will look, can you show me the report of your SPI, SPT review ni, LOSP review ni for last year. So you tunjuk, okay Haji, ini 1 2020 Haji, 2 2020, 3 2020, 4 2020, okay. But many time I cannot see that one, so I have to give you finding lah. So the finding is LOSP is not being reviewed regularly. Pasal apa? Evidence tak ada. So after this, cerita lama semua tutup buku lama. After this, kalau you belum buat LOS review 2020, 21 ni, this is the best time for you to do review. So remember, after you do review, you produce a report of SPI SPT ni, LOSP je tu, 1/2021, dated today lah, 16 of March kan. Okay, when will be the next review? Kalau 4 times a year, 2021 will be another 3 months lah. Of course, sometime in June 2021. And then subsequently, September 2021, December 2021. Jadi, insyaAllah, if I come to your airport in 2022, you can show me all those 4 review punya result. Understand? Okay. Why? To ensure their continued meaningfulness as indication of organizational performance. Of course, inside your LOSP tu ada banyak measures kan. So you must review whether all those measures already implemented or not, whether effective or not. Maybe because your measure is effective, you can reduce your target, that kind of thing. Okay. The content of each SPI should include a description of what the SPI measures. So this one should be included in your SMS manual in term of you punya SPI punya scheme lah, how you derive the SMS. And then you can ada purpose of the SPI. You ada unit of measurement, 1000 aircraft movement ke, over 1000 aircraft movement ke, FOD, reported FOD ke, wildlife apa, whether wildlife ni you can whether wildlife strike, tapi biasa orang jarang wildlife strike. Wildlife existent kan, you nampak wildlife je, dot one. FOD on runway, FOD reported for example. FOD found ke, FOD reported. So you kena decide lah dalam you punya scheme, what are the unit that you are going to use. Who is responsible for collecting? So dalam you punya proses tu, you kena cakap lah, okay, those responsible for collecting is our DO, duty officer, or all those staff, operation staff who conduct runway inspection, or maybe your engineering unit when come to the SPI, SPT related to lights ke, markings ke, holes ke, potholes ke dan sebagainya. Maybe the one that in charge is your engineering unit. So this one kena spell out in your process lah, atau you punya SPI scheme. Or how, where or how the data should be collected. Macam mana you nak collect data, where collect data. The frequency of the reporting, how frequent you go for runway inspection, how frequent you go to patrolling ke, tengok for wildlife dan sebagainya, kan? Okay, these are the example of safety objectives shown by IQ in Doc 9859. I just want to show you example lah. If in case you want to review your SMS manual, kan SMS SPI SPT derived from safety objective kan. So we look on the example of service provider which is process oriented, which is increased safety reporting level. For example, this is just example. You can make it as reference. You might have another safety objective. And then for service provider also, another this one outcome oriented to reduce rate of adverse apparent safety event, high level, or reduce the annual number, etc., etc. So these are the example that you can follow, but surely your safety objectives is more than this lah. Okay, SPI should be related to the safety objective they aim to indicate, like I said yesterday and today. When we have safety objective, so SPI tu mesti related. SPI, SPT ni kita nak, how can we achieve kita punya safety objective? So kalau you all of you, good news is already you have SMS manual lah. So you can go to your SMS manual, you can see how actually your LOSP tu related to your punya safety objective. Maknanya very easy. You can go because dia punya tough part waktu you nak derive SMS manual lah. But the good news is all airport I can say to you now dah ada SMS manual, you go through back and you can see that you have safety objective, you have LOSP. Sebenarnya LOSP ni dia akan related to your safety objective. Faham Remember dekat you punya kertas tu dengan pen you tulis SPI, SPT related to safety objective. Iaitu kena tanam dalam hadis kita. Okay. SPI SPT related to safety objective. Kalau tak percaya, pergi tengok SMS. Kalau tak, you cakap Cik Badriah, you punya expert. Okay. Sorry, gurau Ibat. Selected or developed based on available data and reliable measurement. So your SPI should be selected or developed based on available data. Apa yang ada lah. Jangan you tak collect FOD, you letak. Jadi bila you dah letak FOD as a ni, you kena collect lah kan data. Jangan tak collect. You dah cakap wildlife kan, bird strike for example. Tapi ada your staff still bird strike, jumpa burung mati, pergi campak dalam trailer, terus buang dalam tong sampah. Tak boleh lah. Pasal apa? Pasal you have already put bird strike dalam you punya SPI SPT. So make sure your staff know every time you jumpa bird carcass ke apa dekat runway, please make sure you take photograph, letak ruler kat sebelah bird, and then you count. Kalau boleh you discuss dengan wildlife department what type of bird. Most advanced lagi, some airport dia buat bird profiling. Okay, kita punya runway tutu ni yang paling banyak sekali. Burung apa? Burung ni helang. Langkawi confirm memang dia ternak elang dekat Langkawi tu. So tak boleh buat apa-apa. Tapi through bird filing kita boleh buat measures kan, that kind of thing. Okay. Appropriately specific and quantifiable. Maknanya SPI kita tu mesti quantifiable, can be counted and specific. Don't worry, pasal the good news, all airports kat Malaysia ni alhamdulillah semua dah ada. So after this I will go through the example so that kita ada idea. But in case for those yang still nak belajar what is SPI SPT, I will show you example. Okay. Realistic. So you punya SPI should be realistic. Janganlah yang Sky and Moon punya target kan. By taking into account the possibilities and constraint of organisation. Janganlah everybody zero kan. Bird strike dekat setengah airport yang memang ada banyak burung, 10 tapi you letak satu je. So very difficult lah. So make it realistic. And one shoes doesn't fit all. Kalau bird strike dekat certain airport 10 per year, maybe at some airport 5 saja. Tak bolehlah semua standardized pasal different airport, different location. Some airport near sea, dekat pulau ke, mestilah banyak burung. Some airport dekat tengah bandar, mestilah kurang burung. For example lah kan, that kind of thing. So dia mesti realistic. Okay. So SPI SPT ni can be two lah, whether qualitative or quantitative. Okay. SPIs used to help senior management know whether or not the organisation is likely to achieve safety objective. So they can be qualitative or quantitative. Qualitative ni maknanya dari segi quality lah. Quantitative ni yang can be count 1, 2, 3, 10, 4, 5, 6. Usually people just do quantitative lah. Pasal SMS easy kan, so buat yang easy lah. Buatlah quantitative. Okay, so the first part tu SPI are used to help senior management know whether or not the organisation is likely to achieve its safety objective. So tujuan SPI ni, senior management know lah. That's why kita kena brief during SRB meeting tu. Our current LSP ni kan, so that they know, okay, our airport is actually achieving kita punya safety objective. So bila people nak invest on your company ke atau insurance company nak quote you punya quotation ke, dia akan tengok what is your safety objective for this company. The higher the safety, the lesser you have to pay for the insurance lah. That kind of thing. So very important SMS actually. Sedar tak sedar rupanya when you have SMS, you dapat premium insurance very cheap tau. You jimat million of dollars. But airport yang tak ada SMS ni, dia punya insurance dia mahal. Airport yang tak ada certificate pun insurance dia mahal sikit. So cepat-cepatlah ada certificate. Okay. So all airport must have certificate and also must have ni lah. SMS, so that your insurance become very cheap. I hope you don't see on the screen the black one on the right side. Ada tak Zarif? Nampak gelap-gelap dekat belah kanan slide saya tadi. Pasal on my screen ada nampak. Okay. Okay, next kita cerita pasal qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative can be counted. Quantitative can be counted. Qualitative in term of quality. Biasanya easy kita buat quantitative. Quantitative indicators related to measuring by quantity. Okay. Rather than its quality. Whereas qualitative indicators are descriptive. Dia penerangan, information. Dia bukan 1, 2, 3, dia penerangan. Oh, dia pandai, dia bijak, smart. have done. Kita dah buat training semua. Dia penerangan and measures by quality. Wah, dia baik. Dia punya quality dia baik. Macam saya punya KPI staff saya lah. Dia tak buat kuantitatif, dia buat kualitatif. Dia kata all application kita akan solve nicely atau kita akan settle satisfactorily. Tu kualitatif. Tapi kalau kuantitatif ni, okay, 1 year ni saya akan proses 100 application for example. Itu kuantitatif. Tapi kualitatif ni, every time people apply, kita akan approve for example. Itu satisfactorily. Tu dia punya kualitatif. So now you know the difference between qualitative and quantitative. Sometimes my staff kata, susah lah Haji, kita pun tak tahu 1 tahun berapa application kan. So my KPI will be every time application come, satisfactory. Tapi kalau tak satisfactory, I fail my KPI. So understand So itu different between qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative indicators are preferred over qualitative. Ramai orang suka quantitative because they are more easily counted and compared. Lagi senang. So that's why I can see most of the SPI, SPT that I audit dekat airport ni is on quantitative, if I'm not mistaken. But in future, you may put it as qualitative. It's okay, pasal IQ benar kan. Okay. So quantitative indicators ni can be expressed as a number. Contohnya X incursion, 5 incursion per year, 1 incursion per year, or as a rate. 1 incursion over 1,000 aircraft movement. Tu different So after this, you know quantitative ni terbagi 2. It can be either a number, 5 incursion per year, atau can be as a rate, 5 incursion per 1,000 aircraft movement. To share with you, there was one time airport kita pakai on rate tapi lately I see most of the airport already gone back to numbers. Nanti I'll show you example. But if you ask me which one, I'm okay with both. It's okay. You decide which one easier. Okay. In some cases, a numerical expression will be sufficient. So dia nak cerita, sometimes we just put number okay. Tapi bila yang dia kata it's better for you to use rate. However, just using number, 1 incursion tu kan, may create a distorted impression of the actual safety situation if the level of safety fluctuates. Maknanya that's why you kena relate pada aircraft movement. Sometimes bila dia fluctuates tu, you tak tahu ni bagus ke, ni tak bagus ke. This year 1, next year 5, next year 3, next year 2. So at that time, it's good kalau kita based on aircraft movement. Satu lagi yang the good thing about the rate is, you can compare lah. Of course, airport macam KLIA, dia mesti number of bird strike atau number of incident tu more than airport-airport yang kurang sibuk kan. That's why KLIA mesti 5. Tapi 5 dia tu per aircraft movement. So the index will be very low. Tapi kalau airport-airport yang tak berapa sibuk, bila dia per aircraft movement tu, dia ada 1 je incident saja sudah silap sudah burst dia punya index. That's why at this point, at this case, it is advisable to be put in the index punya measure lah. But I'm still okay. We are still in okay whether you put index ke, you put rate ataupun number atau rate, I'm okay. As long as janganlah selalu sangat ubah, pening kepala saya kan. This year rate, next year number, next year rate, number. Susahlah saya mau audit kan. Jadi make sure consistent lah. Okay, these are the simple example. Okay, simple example. That's why I hope by the end of this module ni, SPSPT, by looking at this example tu, you faham. This is the output. Kalau you boleh buat benda ni, maknanya you dah faham lah SPSPT ni. For those yang biasa review, HOO semua memang dah expert lah kan. Tapi for those yang belum familiar, let us go through sikit-sikit lah. What is the LSP yang kita tunjukkan simple example. Okay. Number 1, you kena ada series number lah. It's better for you. It's up to you. You can put 1, tapi I would advise, kalau saya, I would numberize it. Hazard pun ada number, LSP pun ada number. Macam 1 ni means that 1 lah. A ni mungkin the first yang quarter tu. Kan? 122. 22 aja is the year. So it's up to you. You can put 1 ke, put index number ke, series number, tapi saya lebih suka kalau ada series number. Senang nak ingat. Forever. Nanti yang nombor 2 akan jadi 2A 2021. Kalau yang second quarter pula, dia akan jadi 1B2021. For example, this is just suggestion. This is not directive. It's up to you. Okay. So the safety issue yang saya bagi example is on aircraft related ground accident incident. Jadi this one memang dia jadi kita punya selalu lah daripada dulu lagi. Aircraft related ground accident. Because why? We have another LOSP, SPI, SPT on vehicle pula. Vehicle accident incident. So kita ada juga. That's why here the case is just for aircraft related ground accident. Of course kita tak tengok aircraft related air accident pasal that one is not our jurisdiction, airport operator. Jangan you touch bab air pula. Itu air bidang orang lain. Bidang flight ops dengan ATC. So you airport operator just concentrate on ground incident. Jangan terlebih cover orang lain punya pula kan. Okay. SPI dia very easy, like I say just now. It can be qualitative, quantitative. For this case, it's just a quantitative, very easy. 3 times a year. Okay. So remember, this one very important. This is the current, this is current KPI. This is current SPI. So this year is 2021. Tapi banyak yang saya jumpa dia ada sedikit kesilapan. Bila dia buat SPT, dia target reduce to 2 times a year. Dia tak cakap by 2023 ni. Yang itu yang dia ada kurang sikit. So usually I will tegur lah kalau saya audit tu. 3 times a year dah betul. Tapi reduce to 2 times a year, dia tak cakap by 2023. So please make sure you go back to your LOSP today. Today janganlah, you nak concentrate training. On Thursday, because I can see many airports still tak comply. So you please check. So you kena tambah by 2023. Usually I recommend 2 years lah. Tapi ada juga some yang I see, saya cek tahun 2020. Ini masih by 2020. Yang tu lagi tak kena. Pasal these are the target. The target should be either 1 year ahead or 2 years ahead or 3 years ahead. Usually we just make 2 years ahead. So make sure kalau you buat sini 3 times a year, this area must be reduced to 2 times a year. It can be reduced or it can be maintained tau. For example, you put kat sini 1 time a year, SPI kan. Takkan you nak reduce to 0.5 times a year. Mana ada 0.5 aircraft accident. Okay. So what you do, bila you put SPI 1 time a year, so safety performance target, you akan cakap ayat dia to maintain 1 time a year by 2023 for example. Remember this one you kena catat dalam your kertas tu. This one common mistake. Selalu saya jumpa. Saya kena bagi finding lah. Saya punya finding simple je. LOSP should be reviewed. Mula dalam menjajah mana satu yang nak review ni. Takkan saya nak cakap first part kena betulkan 1 to 2 kena letak year. Tak boleh lah. I will just say LOSP should be reviewed. Jadi sekarang ni saya beritahu, you must ensure if 1 time a year for SPI ni, so you cakap sebelah sini maintain 1 time a year. Jangan increase pula 1 time a year currently to increase 2 times accident a year by 2023. Come on lah, that one is not SPI, SPT lah kan. So usually whether to reduce or to make it maintain. Ingat tu. Ingat jangan lupa this year 2023 ni banyak orang silap. Okay, remember So to achieve this SPI, SPT, on your right column ni dia dipanggil safety programs. Safety program ni macam kita belajar semalam lah, like the exercise that we did yesterday. So many layer of defenses kan, so many safety measures to avoid that thing from happen. Today pun kita akan buat lagi some exercise. What are the layer of defense? So ini adalah layer of defenses. Okay, so this example shows that dia bagi safety program in place ialah to ensure we can maintain ni atau to reduce ni ialah to by doing daily schedule runway and taxiway inspection by duty officer as per SOP. So usually when I audit, if I have got time, I will go through detail lah. Okay, you say daily schedule runway, can you show me the proof? If I got time, depend on the time that I have in the airport lah. Okay, and then you say airside driving permit for new and renewal. Okay, can you show me the airside driving permit briefing? I want to check whether it's satisfactory or not. Okay, so that's why very important. And sometimes you burst, you target, saya akan compare. You cakap 3 times a year. So sebenarnya ada satu kolom kat sini, your achievement. Tapi for example, saya tak tunjuk. Sebenarnya kat sini ada satu column you punya achievement. So I will compare. Oh, you target SPI 3 times a year. Tapi you achieve 5 times. You achieve 5 times. So katakan, alamak, macam ni dah burst kan. So that's why you kena review your safety program on your right side. Faham Yeah. And then further recommendation ni is good for you. Sometimes when you do review 4 times a year, you review tu kan. Wah, kita kena tambah lah. I think not satisfactory lah current measure kita. Safety program not satisfactory. Okay, why not we conduct safety investigation? Itu hari CM datang bagi finding kata certain incident kita tak conduct safety investigation satisfactorily. So, further recommendation kita kena conduct safety investigation upon any incident accident occur. Sometimes fuel spillage kan. Fuel spillage kita kena conduct safety investigation, tapi due to some reason maybe kita tak aware, kita tak buat. So kenalah buat. Faham Okay, to implement recommendation of safety investigation. Macam saya kata yesterday, some airport maybe dah buat safety investigation very impressive, high class, BSKU level. Safety recommendation-nya tip-top, bersinar-sinar dia punya bintang kan. Unfortunately, tak implement apa yang safety recommendation. So tak guna juga. Faham So I think everybody faham kot. Kalau saya dalam classroom saya kata faham semua mesti kata faham ramai. Surely sebab very easy kan. Okay. So for this reason, to ensure you faham or not, kita ada certain group activity. Based on the assignment given in your group Jamboard. Okay, after this you can go dalam you punya while you break tarik tu, you pergi go dalam you breakout session tu. I think Zarif dah ada breakout session punya ni kan, group 1, group 2 dan sampai group 10. Based on assignment given in your group Jamboard, please identify 2 SPIs and SPTs and the current and future safety measures to achieve the SPI and SPTs. Okay, time given is 30 minutes or more. You try buat dalam break ni, kalau tak boleh next break atau lunch break atau afternoon break. So the thing is, kalau saya nampak complete, I will present whichever group is completed. Atau you alert to us lah. Okay, group 3 is ready to be presented dalam kita chat. So my staff will tell me, I will present your group. Okay. So I give you in the chat dalam Jamboard tu this example. So refer to this. Tapi kita bagi different assignment lah, outside the box, outside the airport. Okay. For this, I welcome you to go to your group now, and then see you at 10:30. Okay. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.